oil sensor. I have had that come up before. Can't win, can we? Oh look, it's gone off again. Proper Christmas tree of a car, but we had to have that just as I said that. This is definitely not stock. Right folks, so welcome back to another video. As you saw in the previous one, we unveiled a new project car, the MK7 GTI, or the UK's cheapest one. As usual, we're going to be doing a first drive to sort of kick off the project. It has got a few niggly issues like I mentioned in the introduction video, but hopefully they don't present themselves. If they do, we'll try and deal with it on the spot. As you can see, the M140i's here as well. Currently on jack stands because I'm just working on another video. I'll share more of that soon. But yeah, these are the two main projects at the minute. Glad a lot of you folks are enjoying the return of a GTI on the channel. Make sure you do subscribe if you are new here and you want to see a lot of videos on both of these cars. Trying to give a nice variety with rear wheel drive, inline 6 and 4-pot front wheel drive. Should be good fun. What I'll do, I'll give you guys a cold start in a minute to see if the car still works. But before we get to that though, I just got a bit of sad news to share with you folks. As you know, the GTI kind of hype on this channel started with the grey one. It was like the first high mileage one I did, and we KO4 converted it. I did a lot of DIY on that project as well, so I learned a lot. Unfortunately, someone has written it off. The car flipped over in like a residential street. I don't know the full details, but apparently someone pulled out. It's not the lad who I sold the car to. He looked after it, he took it back to Artec and did a few more extra mods as well, so he sold it on. Don't know who's got it, but yeah, I think the guy's alright. To pay homage to that car, we're gonna have to do this MK7 properly. But yeah, let's get some GoPro set up, take this thing for a drive. It definitely doesn't feel standard, but yeah, I'll try and translate that in the video. Right, so I've made it to a lay-by next to the route that I normally use. I've already had to use this lovely stuff, which is G12 Evo. You know, it's the new friend of the GTI. The cooler light came on during the little journey up here. So we've had that, and we've had an oil sensor warning light, so yeah. We'll try and give you guys an idea of how it's like. You know, it's like the first proper drive on the channel, not just me go around the block in the introduction video. Hopefully this is not the last drive, and it doesn't implode or all that good stuff. Okay, wheel hop galore. It is slightly damp on some of these roads, so we're either going to have lots of dash vibration or we're going to understeer into a hedge because we have an open diff. This is a regular GTI, so it's not a performance variant. The performance one doesn't come with like a true LSD, but it comes with like a front Haldex unit because of bigger brakes as well. But yeah, I've got the LSD sorted as we enter a puddle and the Mini's giving us way. This is all, you know, no problem. Try not to flood my car. The first mods will be starting next week, so make sure you are staying tuned for those videos. I'm not going to skimp too much on the chassis mods. Maybe on the power stuff I'll try and do like a budget setup, the sort of best way to get a lot of power for not too much money. But yeah, suspension and diff, you can't really skimp on that because it just makes the car drive horrible otherwise. This is a DCC car, so it's really nice and supple anyway. I've got it sport. Yeah. Now, going back to that regular GTI point, they're supposed to have 220 horsepower. This ain't 220. I'm just going to put it out there. I feel like I've been in enough of these cars to know that this thing is not 220. The way it gets going, like, because it's front wheel drive, so it's a bit lighter. This feels like it would take my old S3 in a straight. Obviously, once you get past all of this malarkey, innit? But we're going uphill in a damp section here. Bit of wheel hop. My plan is to kind of just go with like a club sport vibe. Oh, there's the oil sensor light again. It comes on and off, don't worry. I have checked the oil and all that stuff. I'm not driving like a maniac with the oil sensor light on. It had an oil change actually. The place I bought it from, they did one. I'll double check, but the oil looks clean. I've got traction on. Now normally when I'm driving this in the dry I do turn it off, but GTIs you can't turn it off completely. I've noticed it still intervenes. The reason why I've got it on in the wet is yesterday I was filming the first take of this video. I gave it like 30% gas around the corner, and I'm not gonna lie, it felt like it set all of its power to one wheel. Of course it's open diff, and I need understeer to do opposing traffic, so a lot of brown came out. Give it some air. Yeah, it's such a quick car. Like, I'm not even just saying it, like, it lifts you up and goes. It's definitely stage 1, man. I reckon it's stage 1. It won't be stage 2 because it's got a stock exhaust on it. You'd be able to tell if it's stage 2, but it lets off this overrun sometimes as well, so I'm pretty sure that's not standard. I mean, this is a lovely road here. I should be not rambling, but let's talk and drive. Thing's bloody quick. We need to do brakes as well, but oh, I don't know how this thing's gonna be like with a hybrid turbo if this is that's moving on whatever it is. Look at this, fling it in. You've got real G-force, folks. I'm not even lying. Come on, sunshine. Oh. I love GTIs. I just love them. I love them. As it is, it's a riot. I can't believe I got this car for 9 grand. 8,999. It's 9 grand to most people. I'm going to be saying 899 for every video. Now, a lot of you guys will know wheel hop is a big issue on these. I've got a bit of a straight here, so I'll stop going to first. And you'll notice the dash just goes crazy. I mean, I'll shut up and just have a listen. See that? It's cutting all the power there. Let's put traction off. You'll notice a lot in traction off. Okay, ASR deactivated. See that? It's horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Now with an MQB, like the wishbone's slightly different to a Mark 5. On the Mark 5, to get rid of that, all I had to do is put an anti-lift kit on it and it was sorted. I believe with this, I'm gonna have to put an insert in the control arm. There's obviously the dog bone you could do as well, but personally I think it's the control arm that needs to be addressed. Because this suspension feels like it's going to fly out the top of the bonnet. But once it's rolling, it's a very capable car. It's only because of depreciation that this car is like, you know, gets looked at as cheap, this and that. It feels like a modern hot hatch. Look at that, hugs the apex. This DCC ride quality is amazing, man. Well, all the bangs are going off now. Slightly drier here, so this is definitely not stock. Oh dear. We'll drag it soon once I've addressed the bent wheel situation. I don't really trust it. My god, it revs all the way to 7,000 actually. The red line starts at 6, but it'll continue all the way to 7, no problem. One thing I do want to get to the bottom of is what bushes the Club Sport S has, because that has no wheel up. Oh, that mid-range is disgusting, man. Yeah, you can tell the years of progress from a Mark 5. A standard Mark 5 GTI is a bit of a wallowy thing. This isn't. This rides so much better than my 140. Oh my days. The DC, it's just gliding. This is the thing with the Mark 7 chassis, it's so well done. I wish my 140 was this supple over these bumps, man. GTI is just a great car, man. It honestly is. Right, so let's boot it in first. Okay. Straight to 7. No problem. I think the brake pedal's loose because it keeps vibrating. Well, it's not loose because the brakes are working, but like the actual metal on it is loose. Whoa, bit of a handful there. It's like we're going side to side, snaking down the road. I have got some new wheels for the car as well, so that will help a lot. Obviously these wheels aren't perfectly round. See this agility on the front end, man, even on Pirellis. This is why the GTIs were the best hot hatches, man. It does all of this and it could drive to work as well. So this road I came down the 140i not too long ago. In fact, the first drive I did. I go back and watch it. This thing, yeah, it's stock suspension with DCC is in a different league, body control wise. I can literally do what I want. The 140, I'm kind of like going like this. So we are going to put build stand suspension on the 140i. But another little hint, this is going to get build stand suspension as well. So I'm going to be trying out a few different setups. But trust me, if you get a GTI in standard form, especially with DCC, and this is in sport mode, yeah, it's lovely, absolutely lovely. All of these options are a bonus. In fact, we've got a panoramic roof as well. I love it, man. Loads of light for the video. And look how it's just demolishing the road. I'll probably repeat it about 10 times, but this car's no joke, folks. Oh, how is this the cheapest car, man? How is this the cheapest one? first. Let's go. Oh. This is noticeably quicker than my S3 was. Noticeably quicker. I'm not even beating around the bush, it just is. That felt flat. This thing just pulls all the way to 7k. This is the little IS-20, man. Fair play. Especially because the rest of it is stock, so that means it's got more on the table if you add a few bits of hardware. And it's letting off bangs. Yeah, next video will be the dyno one. Just need to sort out this alignment. They aligned it, but I don't think they did quite a good job. It's still bent. Temps are still okay. Well, oil temperature's not on the screen anymore because the oil sensor light. Oh, on cue, oil sensor. Can't win, can we? Oh look, it's gone off again. Proper Christmas tree of a car, but we had to have that just as I said that. Right on cue. It likes to keep you awake, isn't it? Just, oh look there again. It's gonna go off in a second, I bet ya. I think this all just the fuss of electrics all these cars have these days. Doesn't help, does it? But I've had an oil sensor change on my Mark 5, my grey one, so it's just throwing homage to the grey GTI. Changing oil sensor on that, change oil sensor on this. That one didn't throw up a light though, it just kept saying my pickup pipe was blocked. So that was a bit more of a scary one. Jumpy clutch. Oh look, it's gone off again. Right in time for us pulling up at this BP. Don't worry, we don't put BP in the car. 99 always. But yeah folks, one thing to do, I won't push my luck any further. I think we've given you guys a good idea of what the cheap GTI is like. It's a bit of a riot, I'll be honest. We have got plenty of warning lights to deal with, and hopefully I can make it back home in one piece. But yeah, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. You subscribe for a lot more content to come. Look out for the next video, it'll be up in a few days time. We'll put out a dyno. Find out what the story with that all is about. If that even makes sense. But yeah, I'll stop talking now, and I'll see you in the next video.